This is Tom and Joy. They just finished having the best Lego wedding of all time. And so, these two are ready to go on their honeymoon! Which of course could only mean
a verbo house!
So in this video, I will be testing my building skills to the max to create the perfect honeymoon experience. Let's begin. So the first thing I'm doing here is building them their own personal island, which will obviously need to be surrounded by water. Oh yes, dangerous water that is probably filled with sharks. But unlike the wedding island, this island is very green, but not nearly green enough. So I brought in a lot of these little Lego flowers, and now this island looks a whole lot better. But we still need some more plants, so I'm gonna add these ones with the little leaves. I also have this weird bush one that kind of looks like Yo Mama, if you know what I'm saying. And lastly, I put some trees around the island, which I think livens it up a lot. Then Tom and Joy came to visit, and Tom said, "Oh wow, yeah, well, it looks pretty good." And I was like, "That's it? I made you an island." Then I looked at Tom and his two little beady eyes, and I said, "Be gone!" And he was gone. But what I didn't know was that Joy was wandering around the island by herself, and she ran into a mountain lion. But thankfully a tree branch broke and it scared the mountain lion away. At least for now. However, something about this encounter made Joy frightened of this island. It was so bad that Tom had to get her in the car and drive away for a few days, leaving me with the job of building them their verbo house. So over here, I am building the foundation of what will be the garage. But Tom and Joy both have a car, and there's only enough room here for one car. So we'll need to extend this garage foundation, allowing two cars to fit perfectly. And as you can see, I left a lot of studs all over the floor, and that's so that we can add some accessories inside this garage. Like right here, I put 4 studs down, then I added this plate, put 2 of these Lego drawer pieces together on top of that, and finished it off with some tile on top. And that'll make you a workbench where you can keep all your tools. And I'm gonna put that over here. Next, I found this Lego refrigerator piece, and I just filled that with a bunch of junk food for Tom. Except, of course, these Pepsis, because we all know Pepsi's the best soda in the world. But I totally don't drink Pepsi. What's that doing? So at this point, we need to build up the walls on this garage. But I just realized that one of the cars is sticking out just a bit far. So we're gonna need to extend this pavement, allowing both cars to fit perfectly. Next, I'm going to add this layer of brown bricks at the bottom of our walls. Yes, I know brown is not the most attractive color. Even Tom has been giving me a hard time about it, but I promise it will look good. So now I am building up some white walls on this garage. And as you can see, I left a couple of square spaces open on this right side. And that was for these 2 windows, which are brown and will nicely match the bottom layer of our garage. And I did also leave these studs on the walls. And if we just add 4 of these 1x4 brown tiles, we'll have ourselves some shutters for these windows. And now we'll just finish up the walls here. With that, all we need is a garage door. So if we just, oh, come on! So first, we'll just need to build up these sloped walls on both sides. I'll come back to those. Right now, we need a garage door. So I'm gonna put a bunch of these gray plates down. And in these 2 empty spots, I'm gonna add our hinge pieces. And now I'm gonna add a bunch of white tiles to make this garage door smooth. I'll add this layer of brown on the bottom. We'll need these 2 brown pinchy thingies, along with this brown stick, which will serve as a handle for this garage door. And now our garage door is finished, and we can snap that right on the garage there. All we need now on this garage is a big old roof. So I'm gonna put a bunch of these brown plates together, and on top of those, a bunch of brown tile strips. This will give kind of the feeling of a metal roof. And if we just add this brick on the bottom, our roof will attach just like that. And with all that done, our garage is complete. Anyway, Joy came back and now she's mad because apparently she can't live in a garage, which means we're gonna have to build the house. So over on this left side of the garage, I am putting down some black flooring. Our living room will be here, our bathroom will be over here, and our kitchen right here. So first off in our kitchen, I'm going to add some drawers. Inside those, I'll put some spoons and forks. Next to our drawers here will be our sink, and we'll just finish that up with some countertops. With that there, all we need now is our kitchen fridge. This time I put some very healthy food that will better their bodies. Just kidding! I filled that fridge full of junk and also a Pepsi. But next to our kitchen here, we'll need a toilet. Tom was very extra excited about this for whatever reason. I don't know why. But now we'll just need to build a wall that divides the kitchen from the bathroom, you know, because you need privacy. So, on this wall, I added one of these little knob pieces. And if you just add one of these 1x1 white cylinder bricks, you officially have yourself toilet paper. Now that we have a wall here, we can add our microwave for the kitchen. And we'll also need a door to the bathroom. With all that done, let's get on the living room. First, I am building this couch, and that'll fit perfectly right here in this corner. And the only other thing you need in a living room besides a couch is, of course, a TV. Now we just need to add some stairs, which will lead to our next level. But before we do with Tom, come on, there are no walls. But before we move on, we'll need to make the walls to this first level. With that, I want to add some smooth tile on top, and that'll make it easier to remove our second level once it's there. But I have one more finishing touch I want to do on this first level before we move on. I'm just going to build some brick layers up on these corners, and that completes the first goated layer of this house. Anyway, again, Joy decided to walk around the island today, no particular reason, and she was having a great time. Until a mountain lion came out. The wild beast had killer in its eyes. But luckily Tom came speeding by with his car and scared the mountain lion away. Joy was very angry about this, which means we need to finish this house. So right now, I am building this white foundation for our second level. This entire floor will be Tom and Joy's bedroom. Right here in this open gap is where our stairs will come up. And right next to that, I'm going to add this rug. Sort of a home warming gift, you know? Now I'll just put down the actual flooring to this floor, and with that we need to add some furniture. First off, I am building what might look like a dresser here, but it's actually just a place to keep their clothes. Over here on the actual flooring will be their bed, and for their bed I decided to make them a standard king-size mattress. At least, I think that would be pretty close to a king size. And lastly, for furniture, I am adding 2 desks on both sides of the bed. And that pretty much sums all that up, but we still need to build the walls. And on those walls, I have these perfect little picture frames that will go on display. And now, all we need to do is just add our roof. So I went and built these 2 brown roof pieces that are similar to the one I built before, but just, a lot smaller. Those attach on just like that, and now that that's done, our second level is complete. And you would think with all this cool stuff that they would be having the best honeymoon ever, right? No. For the first couple days, they were having a great time. They would watch TV while eating popcorn, read books together, but Joy suddenly grew tired of this house. Tom knew he had to do something big to regain her attention. Tom immediately ran outside and threw some base plates on the ground. Oh, he had the perfect idea. On top of those base plates, we'll add a bunch of these brown sloped pieces that point outward. Over on this end here, we'll need to add a bunch of these gray bricks. That'll form a deck back here, which I guess kind of gives you a hint at what we're doing. And in this spot here, we'll need to add some stairs that lead to the lower part here, which will be our living area. So Tom bought this tiny little fridge and said it would be the perfect size. I'm not gonna argue with that. Instead, I'll just add this sink. On the other side here, I'm gonna add 2 cabinets and they can keep all their garbage in there. We'll also need a stairway to the next level. With that, I'll just add some flooring and our living area is complete. But Tom and Joy will need a bedroom in here. So I'll just add these white bricks underneath for support, and on top of that, we'll build their bed, which was Tom's favorite part. But we will need to add some walls on both sides of the boat now. On those, I did leave some studs, and that was so that I could add these cool little red strips. However, we are kind of missing the whole entire front of our boat here, so for this part, I added a bunch of these white sloped pieces that come together and form this point. It doesn't look the best, but it works. But Tom is getting very nervous about Joy. We can't have their honeymoon go poorly, so we need to finish this yacht now. So on top, I am building the foundation for the second level. Over in this empty spot will be the captain's cabin. For that, we'll need to build up these slopes. On top of that, we'll add our windshield, and of course we're gonna need these brick supports here on the back to hold up our roof. And of course, all we need now is a roof. We just slap that on there, and now Tom can swoop in with his yacht and surprise Joy. You've seen it here on the Brickflix channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.